In this class, we discuss about one particular plant that is taken as the representative plant for pteridophytes. So pteridophytes, we know very well, they are all seedless but spore-bearing, primitive, vascular, cryptogamic plants. So they have the primitive structures of the xylem and the phloem, and their reproductive structures are not visible. So they are come under a particular group called cryptogamic. And for in that pteridophytes, basically there are 11,000 species are available. So 11,000 species have been identified so far, and these 11,000 species come under different genera. And one such genus is the Selaginella. So that we take it as for our study. So the Selaginella is a diploid sporophyte. Of course, all the pteridophytes are, the plant body is a diploid sporophyte. And this particular Selaginella is popularly known as a spike moss, Spikemoss, spike moss. Because if you see the plant body, the one particular branches, the tip of that branches, you can see a spike-like structure or a cone-like structure. So that is why it is popularly known as a spike moss. And in this particular Selaginella, so far 700 species have been identified. So among the 700 species, there are certain species are common in India. Say for example, Selaginella crassiana, Kraussiana, crassiana. Then Selaginella chrysocalus, and Selaginella whitey. So these three species are very common in India. But apart from this, there are other species like Lepidophylla are also present. There are many species, around 700 species have been identified so far. Okay, and if you see the plant body, it has a well-developed stem, well-developed root, as well as the leaf portions. And the stem is going to be herbaceous in nature. They are all very slender, but all the stems are photosynthetic in nature. They may be either prostrate on the substratum, they may grow along the substratum, and some branches may go erect. But however, you can see the thickness of the stem is going to be very, very small. They are very narrow, and they are all photosynthetic because of having the chlorophylls. And if you take the leaves are all smaller in size. So normally the leaves are known as what? Microphyllous. They are all known as micro, microphyllous, because they are all smaller in size. However, among the 700 species, 50 species are having same type of leaves. That is, throughout the structure, you can see the leaves are of the same size. Say for example, in this particular picture, you can see that all the leaves are of the same size. So wherever you come across this type of leaves, they are known as what? Isophyllous. ISO. Iso means the same. But there are some species, other than that 50 species, those species are having different types of leaves. See, in this picture you can see the presence of a smaller leaf as well as a larger leaf. Okay, so these type of species where you can see the smaller leaves as well as the larger leaves are known as what? Anisophylous. Anisophylous. So aniso means here it is known as different. So based on that, presence of either the same type of leaves or different type of leaves, the Selaginella is further grouped into either the homeophyllum, or we can call it as the heterophyllum. So homeophyllum, that is HOMEOPHYLLUM, homeophyllum. So homeophyllum means the plants which are producing same type of leaves, that is isophylous. But at the same time, the anisophilous species come under a separate group that are known as what? Heterophyllum. Hetero means different. So these are about the leaf, and apart from that, if we take a single leaf, each leaf is having a central midrib. There is an unbranched central midrib. There is a single midrib is present in each and every leaf, and the leaves are sessile. 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 Sessile means there is no leaf stalk. Normally in angiospermic plant we can see the presence of the leaf stalk, but here there is no stalk. The leaf is directly attached on the stem. So those leaves are known as what? Sessile leaves. And also at the bottom of the leaf you can see the presence of a structure called glossopodium. If you take a single leaf, at the bottom of a leaf you can see a structure like this. There is a small pouch like structure. So on this particular structure is known as what? Glossopodium. And this glossopodium is present in a structure called ligule. 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 So ligule is nothing but a trunk-shaped structure. It is a trunk-shaped structure present at the bottom of the leaf. And in that particular ligule, there is going to be a small pouch-like structure or small pocket-like structure. So that pocket-like structure is known as what? The glossopodium. And this glossopodium normally helps to conserve the moisture. It helps to conserve the moisture, it retain the moisture, so that the plants won't dry up. The plants always in a moisture condition. Normally these pteridophytes you can see in the hilly areas, as we know very well. They are all, particularly these Selaginella you can see in a thick rain tropical rainforest. Whenever you visit a tropical rainforest, if you are a good taxonomist, or if you are able to identify the pteridophytes, then you can see this particular genus or the species of the Selaginella is more in number. Okay. So these are all the points that we have to know about the Selaginella. In addition to this, there are some species of the Selaginella are xerophytic in nature. They are all xerophytic. Even though they are all present in a humid area, they have the capacity to withstand even the dry condition. Say for example, Selaginella rupestris, 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 as well as Selaginella lepidophylla. Selaginella lepidophylla, lepidophylla, lepidophylla. So these two species are considered as the xerophytes. As well as one species that is called oregana, Selaginella oregana, Oregana, oregana. So this is as an epiphyte. So this particular Selaginella species live on some other plants in the tropical rainforest. So in addition to this, if you see the plant body, as already I told you, the plant body is having well-developed stem, well-developed leaf, and addition to that you can see there is a root system. But here the root system is little bit different. See, the main part of the root originates from the aerial part. They are originating from the stem portion. They are originating from the stem portion, particularly wherever the dichotomous branches are present, wherever the stem is branching. So in that particular area, from the angle of that particular area, you can see the presence of a slender root-like structure. But basically this is known as what? Rhizopore. This particular structure is known as basically rhizopore, or H-I-Z-O-P-H-O-R-E, rhizopore. So this rhizopore is going to be positively geotropic. They are positively geotropic, that is they go towards the land. Say they go towards the land, and even they go penetrate the soil, and they are absorbing the nutrients and water for the plants. Okay, but at the tip of that rhizopore, you can see they are branched and they are having a root-like structure. Okay, in addition to that, the some of the branches which are erect in nature, you can see at the top or at the tip, the leaves are grouped. The leaves are grouped in nature, and all these leaves are grouped and they form a structure called a cone, small cone-like structure. They are conical in shape, so that it is known as cone, or it is known as strobulus, 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 or it is known as a spike, spike, spike. So you can call it as in any name, either spike or cone or strobulus. What are they? Basically, they are all nothing but the normal leaves, but these leaves are having, as already we saw in some other classes, they are having the sorus, they are having the sporangia. They are having sporangia, sporangia, sporangia. So sporangia are nothing but they are all the spore bearing structures. So inside that spores are present. Inside that spores are present. So those spore bearing structures are known as what? The cone or spike or strobulus. So this is about the plant body of this particular Selaginella.